What's up, peeps? This is Todd and welcome back to my show. Today I'm going to talk to you about how to get massive credit increases on your credit cards. Now, there are many benefits to doing this. Number one is that it can actually increase your credit score. So about 35% of your credit score is made up of credit utilization. And basically that is a ratio for how high your balance is compared to how high your credit limit is. So if you have a balance of $499 and you have a credit limit of only $500, that's going to decrease your credit score because they look at you as a responsible lender if your balance stays under 10% of your credit limit. So naturally, getting a higher credit limit and keeping the balance low, that is going to positively impact your credit score. Essentially, if you have a high credit limit and a low balance, you are telling the creditors, you're telling the banks that you are responsible with your money. In the bank's eyes, it means that you are a savvy borrower and you're not going to just run up a bunch of debt and then try to skimp out on them. Now, the second reason that you would want to have a high credit limit is that it is essentially free access to capital. Many credit cards offer 0% interest for the first 18 months. So in theory, if you have business expenses coming up and they're going to be tens of thousands of dollars, instead of paying that all at once, you could spread it out over several months as long as you're staying within that promotional period of paying no interest. Not to mention, you can oftentimes get airline miles and new credit card bonuses. Now, let me put a disclaimer out there right now. I am not advocating that you go out and spend money that you don't need to spend. I'm specifically telling you that you should use this strategy for business expenses that are coming up anyway. Do not go charge a bunch of stuff to the credit card if you don't actually have that money in cash that you can pay it off in full. You never, ever want to pay interest on a credit card. Now, without further ado, it is Friday, so let's get this silly hat on and let's hop into the video. So the first step to increasing your credit limit is to apply for the right cards. The first card that I got when I was a sophomore in college, and it was the Discover It card. Now, that is a great beginner credit card, but the problem is it usually only comes with a limit of about $500. Now, although I've gotten credit increases on that card, my credit limit on that specific Discover It card is only about $7,000, where I have other cards that give me limits of $40,000. So that is step number one, which is apply to the right cards. And for that, I would suggest opening up a Chase Freedom Unlimited card. With a Chase Freedom Unlimited card, you get an introductory period of 18 months that is 0% interest, and usually they give you a new card bonus anywhere from $150 to $200 for spending $1,000 in the first 90 days. And of course, I know what you're gonna say. Obviously, you don't go out of your way to spend $1,000 just to get $200. That would be an $800 loss, and that would be a terrible idea. Only spend that $1,000 if you're otherwise going to spend it no matter what. So for me, when I have business expenses coming up, or if I'm going to be buying the new iPhone for my YouTube channel, I could put that on a new credit card if I'm going to be buying it anyway, and I could get that $200 bonus. But you never ever go out of your way to spend $1,000 just to make a couple $100. That would be a terrible idea. Now, the second thing that you guys can do to make sure that you have a high credit limit is to apply for business credit cards. If you are a freelancer or an independent contractor or you own a small business, opening up a business credit card is a phenomenal idea. Business credit cards usually offer much higher lines of credit, and also they come with better perks. The Chase Inc. Business Preferred is a phenomenal card to start out with. The credit limit on this business card will be about 3 times whatever the limit you would get on the personal card. So for example, if you have a credit card from Chase and it's just a regular personal card, based on your credit score, they might give you a $5,000 limit. But if you get the business card, you could probably get a limit of $15,000. Now, the third thing you can do is you can actually log into your credit cards online and you can request a higher limit on pretty much any card that you have. This is probably the easiest way to get higher credit card limits because it does not require that you apply for a brand new card. All you're doing is going back to a credit card company that you already have a card with and you're just asking them to extend you more credit. Now, of course, the only way they're going to extend you more credit is if you're a responsible borrower with that card. They want to make sure that you're paying off your bills on time every single month and that you're not defaulting or filing bankruptcy or anything crazy like that. Now, as sort of a bonus tip, I want to throw in that you guys should look at credit unions. So I have a credit card with a credit union called Boeing Employees Credit Union, and no, I am not an employee of Boeing, but I have a credit card there with a line of $40,000 and the interest rate on that credit card is only 8%. Now, I don't want anyone to put words in my mouth. I'm not saying that you should pay interest of any kind any time for a credit card. I personally have never paid a dime of interest, and I don't think that you guys should either. But just think about this. Oftentimes, normal banks will give you credit limits of anywhere between $5,000 and $10,000, and after that 18-month introductory period of no interest, then they'll charge you 30% interest if you don't pay off your balance at the end of each month. With a credit union like BECU, the one that I use, I have a $40,000 limit, and if I don't pay off the balance at the end of the month, the interest they would charge me is only 8%. Now again, still, I would never ever pay interest on a credit card, and neither should you. But I love the fact that they extend me a much higher limit than normal cards would, and also the interest is about a third of what industry standards are. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, the reason to have a higher credit limit other than just to flex on your friends is to improve that credit score. This is incredibly important if you want to be investing in real estate. Most of you watching know that I became a millionaire when I was 25 because I was investing in real estate in the greater Seattle area. The higher your credit score, the more properties you're going to be able to buy. Not only will you be able to buy more rental properties, you also get a better interest rate on each rental property that you have, so long as you have a really good credit score. In today's world, your credit score is just as important as your social security number. Having a high credit score will be the difference in whether or not you get approved for your next rental property. Having a credit score that's considered excellent will be the difference of you paying 0% interest on a new car loan or 4% interest on a new car loan. So at the end of the day, you want to get your credit score as high as possible, and one of the ways to do that is to increase your credit limits and keep a low balance for that low utilization. I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed the Mickey hat, and I will see you guys at the next video. Peace.